We wanted to make this course as comprehensive as it is only possible. That's why we go into each and every aspect of company setup process and discuss it in detail. What we noticed working on this course, that there is a lack of understanding among entrepreneurs as to what they pay for as they register companies and what the expenses would be in the following years. We decided to share with you all this information. We'll look into what company formation charges usually comprise of, what additional costs may come on top as the company is registered, and finally, we will discuss how renewal charges are calculated for the next years. We will be not discussing price setting for offshore companies registration in this chapter. This is because offshore agents usually set the price for the same as a lump sum, and you will always know which total amount you will pay in the first year and what the cost of renewal will be in the coming years. In this chapter, we will focus mainly on free zone companies and mainland or local entities, and soon you will understand why. Starting with the free zone companies, it is necessary to mention that free zone registration authorities often present setup options with them as packages. Firstly, because from the outset it gives a better understanding of total costs involved, and secondly, this allows for quicker decision making for startup entrepreneurs. These total packaged costs can be broken down into individual fees, and we will discuss them now. First of all, free zone charges include a registration fee. The general practice is to charge this fee only in the first year, because this covers the efforts of registration authority in reviewing your application, conducting relevant checks, reserving your company's legal name, and assisting you with the registration process of your company. Although the fee is most of the time titled as registration fee, it is also often referred to as application fee. As such, do not be surprised if you do not find a registration fee in costs breakdown, but rather application fee. Next comes the cost of your company's license, which is a fixed fee that depends on the number of business activities you chose for your license. These costs you will be incurring year after year as long as your company exists and operates. License fee is always included in the total registration costs and annual renewal costs. If you have been doing business in Europe previously and you are new to the UAE, you shall be aware that apart from initial setup costs in the first year, you will have certain expenses annually. As we said, these annual expenses include paying license fee. In addition to registration fee and license fee, in the first year, there may be some other expenses depending on the free zone you chose for registration and the corporate structure you are setting up. For example, certain free zones include the fee for the memorandum and articles of association preparation if there are 2 or more shareholders you want to have in your company. This fee is often referred to as a MOA fee. It is rather nominal and is paid in the first year only. In addition, rarely, but it may be the case, you may have some extra small payments for board resolution attestation and sample signature. However, most of the time these fees are already included in the registration fee, as they are also paid in the first year only. Last but not least, some free zone authorities charge for the establishment card of the company separately. This fee is usually titled establishment card fee and is paid every year as soon as your company's license is renewed. Sometimes establishment card fee is already included in the annual cost of the license. We will discuss what establishment card is and what it is required for in the module on resident visas. If you are renting a physical office space, then there would be no additional charges you would need to pay to the registration authorities apart from those ones we just enumerated. However, should you wish to opt for a FlexiDesk rent instead of a physical office, FlexiDesk is provided by the Free Zone Registration Authority. As such, you will have one more annual expense, which would be a FlexiDesk rent. We have already repeated it on a number of occasions that free zone registration authorities determine their fees independently and their rates vary. As such, registration fees, FlexiDesk rental charges, MOA fees and more will be not the same across different free zones. What we want you to know and understand is the costs breakdown. Let's now summarize what expenses you may expect in relation to your free zone company registration. In the first year, you will definitely pay the registration fee and license fee. Additionally, you may be requested to settle MOA charge, FlexiDesk rent if chosen, and establishment card fee. From the second year onwards, you will be responsible for payment of license fee and FlexiDesk rent and establishment card fee if latter are applicable. Now that you are aware of the breakdown of costs, feel free to ask sales representative of a free zone whether certain charges are included in the package already or come separately. While it is easier to break down registration and renewal costs for free zone companies, it may require certain efforts to identify all relevant registration costs for a local company. The reason is that while registering a free zone company, you are dealing with the free zone registration authority only. While establishing a local mainland company, you may require to deal with several entities: registration authority, which is Department of Economic Development, then immigration authority, sometimes Ministry of Economy, next the Ministry of Labor, and more. Despite of that, we will try to guide you in regards to this and will help you to understand the price setting mechanism. As in the case with free zone companies, registration of a local company is associated with the payment of application fee. Application fee is followed by the trade name reservation fee, payment of which allows you to reserve the name for your company and ensure that no one is able to take it while you are in the process of registering your company. Once this is paid to the Department of Economic Development, you will have to settle the fees associated with preparation and attestation of a company's MOA or agent's agreement, which are charged by third parties such as law firms and notary public. All what we just mentioned, you pay only in the first year when you register your company. Then you make again the payment of the license fee to the Department of Economic Development. Like a free zone company, you do it every year, as long as company exists and is operational. These are the only payments you make to the registration authority, which for local companies is Department of Economic Development. Your financial agreement with the local agent or a local partner comes separately and is discussed individually. Nevertheless, this payment will be the annual one. Finally, as soon as company is registered, you will have to make relevant payments to the Immigration Authority for the issuance of establishment card and to the Ministry of Labor for the issuance of the company's labor card. Now let's summarize. When registering a local company, you will have to take care of the next payments: application fee, trade name reservation fee, MOA or legal or local agent agreement attestation fee, remuneration of the local partner or agent, license fee, establishment card fee, labor card fee. This is what you need to take into account in the first year. From the second year onwards, you will have to ensure that you pay license fee again, as well as remuneration of the local partner or agent. We hope you found this chapter helpful, and now you have a better understanding as to what you will need to pay for in the first year when you establish a company. Additionally, you should have a clear picture now how to budget your expenses in the following years in light of mandatory annual renewals. On our part, we invite you to continue the business journey and we suggest moving forwards.